Hello. Something's happening. Here she is. I couldn't find a lighter. I made a pot of coffee. There was many things that were happening, and now we begin. Today's not been my day. Let's say it that way. So what was on the thumbnail and the title is in fact not what we're watching. I can get into that later if I need to, but I don't need to right now. So, yeah, I'll give you a million KCC points, sure. So, we do have some court to watch, however, but it is not that funny judge. It is a different judge. And let me find the file. Not that. No. Yes. Yes. Judge Kirkham. Judge Kirkham. Okay. We're gonna see what it is together. Look at that. Pause for a second. Anyways, I think it's a fucking interpreter case, which of course I cannot avoid. Okay. Before we get started, I do want to know what you guys had for dinner. Please tell me what you had for dinner. If you didn't like what you had for dinner, tell me what you wish you had for dinner. Oh, you guys, I was just about to talk about this. So I told you that my birthday is in March, and I have been, what is this? And I ordered quesadillas. I've had quesadillas the past 2 nights. They were delicious. In fact, really good. And I know I'm going to say this and some people are going to get, oh my fucking God, I might get it tomorrow, you guys. Oh, wouldn't that be just glorious? I ordered some stuff, and my roommate, because mostly I say that because I mean asshole, but he tricked me twice today by yelling, "Your package is here!" And I would run out really, really excited, and then he would just be laughing at me. No package arrived. So I was pretty upset about that the first time. I was really upset about it the second time. And then the piece de resistance that he did, it bothers him that I buy baguettes and don't eat them all the time. Here's the thing. The baguette at Walmart costs 97 cents. Like, there's almost nothing you can buy at Walmart for 97 cents. And I just would rather have one than not. And so sometimes I'll buy one, sometimes I'll buy two. Sometimes they go hard, whatever. Anyways, I was in the bathroom and I hear this like pounding noise, and I'm thinking, oh my God, who the fuck is at the door? What's going on? He was smashing the baguette against the countertop. It took a good number of smashes to make it break. And then it finally broke and sprayed everywhere. And I was like, why would you do that? That's a big mess now. Like, that's such a child thing to do. Oh, God. Finding little crumbs of fucking bread everywhere. And I know that it's a little bit of a waste of money. But believe me, I spend more money and waste money on other things. So I'm not worried about the 97 cents baguette. He is a bit of an asshole. He really is. He really is. But the whole point is that today's just not my day. Just not my day. But that might be turning around because I did get an update there on my shipping, a real update, not just an asshole update. And it says that it has arrived in Surrey, British Columbia, which is a ferry ride away from me. So tomorrow, possibly, the next day, maybe. I'm very happy about that. The heater I have just made a very odd noise. Don't like that. Anyways, let's get listening to Judge Kirkham. I know there's a lot of other stuff on right now, you guys. Thanks for being here with me. Again, I had plans later tonight that have now fallen through. So I was planning on doing an early show for that reason, but now it's not as critical. But, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh. I just remembered that I spent the afternoon working on something that will no longer work now. Oh, that's such a piss off. Okay, whatever. That's okay. We're moving forward, Paisley. We're going forward. Why aren't they talking? Yes, I'm having an off day. Off day.
The 37th Circuit Court is now in session with the Honorable Brian K. Kirkham presiding, calling case 2024-361DM.
La Corte del Circuito número 37 con el honorable juez Kirkham presidiendo. El caso es 2024-361-DM.
Calling case 2024-361DM.
Llamando el caso. Go ahead, sorry.
Rosalvio Lemus Duran versus Santiago Guardian Valdivia.
Llamando el caso 2024-361-DM de Rosalba Lemus Durán contra Santiago Guardián Valdivia.
Today is Monday, February 26, 2024 at 9:32 a.m.
Hoy es el 26 de febrero del 2024 a las 9:31 de la mañana.
We'll have the interpreter sworn first, and we'll proceed.
Vamos a juramentar. Go ahead.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will truly and accurately interpret these proceedings between the court, counsel, parties, and witnesses in the matter now pending to the best of your ability?
I do.
Okay. Court will note the appearance of Ms. Henderson on behalf of the plaintiff.
La Corte nota la aparición de la señora Henderson por parte de la demandante.
Defendant appearing in pro per.
Sorry, Your Honor, may you repeat that?
The defendant appearing in pro per.
El demandado aparece.
This matter is before the court on the plaintiff's motion for temporary custody, parenting time support, exclusive use, and other relief.
La Corte para la demandante aparece para soporte y varias otras cosas de este caso.
Right up our fucking alley, isn't it? Oops, excuse my language. Cole or Owen, I hope you guys are well. We can't, I mean, I guess we'll have to do it now. I mean, my brain just, I don't know if you saw me look away. You thought she was KCC? Anya's an attorney. The translator's below me. And I think these are the two parties here. Heineken's here. Who else was here? Oh, Crystal Fullaway and Cole. That's right. That's right. Guys, I'm having an off day, but we are going for it. I had this all set up so that if we're in a 4-person Zoom call, I can be over here. We're in a 6-person Zoom call up here. But that's covering the judge, so now I got to be over here. Look at this is what I spent doing my time doing today. some of my time. I did other stuff, but anyways. Anyway, somebody's yelling at me and I'm not fucking happy about it.
Ms. Henderson, you can proceed.
Señora Henderson, puede proceder.
Thank you. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
The parties in this case share two minor children, ages 15 and 11.
Las partes en este caso comparten dos menores de 15 y 11 años.
Plaintiff has filed for divorce. However, the parties remain in the same home.
La demandante ha presentado solicitud de divorcio, sin embargo, las partes permanecen viviendo en la misma casa.
Shortly before filing for divorce, defendant left the marital home for a period of time of approximately 2 months.
Justo antes de presentar la demanda de divorcio, el demandado se fue de la casa más o menos por 2 meses.
And during that time, plaintiff provided full care and custody for the minor children.
Y durante ese tiempo la demandante cuidó totalmente de los hijos.
The minor children look to the plaintiff for necessities of daily life, their guidance, affection, and anything that they need.
Los niños menores miran a la demandante como la persona que les provee las necesidades de la vida, les provee guía y les provee afecto.
Defendant in this case has anger issues. The parties were in some episodes of domestic violence previously to this filing.
El demandante en este caso tiene periodos de furia y hubo varias situaciones antes de presentar esta demanda.
It is plaintiff's position that defendant needs to seek anger management counseling before he is able to meet the needs of minor children.
Y la demandante piensa que el demandado necesita obtener consejería para sus problemas de furia antes de que pueda tomar cargo de niños menores de edad.
And aren't we all
Throughout
just
the marriage, plaintiff.
Ma'am, you need to wait. I'm fucking talking. Again, sorry about the language. I'm having a day. I don't need to be interrupted by your fucking tone of voice right now, Anya or Anya. I'm not in it to win it like that. You need to back off. See, you interrupted me and I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Has the history of providing all necessary care and custody for the children as well.
Él también durante el matrimonio proveyó para las necesidades de los niños.
We're asking that plaintiff be granted on a temporary basis full physical and legal custody of the minor children.
Estamos pidiendo de manera temporal que la demandante se le otorgue una custodia legal.
Aren't we all? Thank you, Cellulite Yoga Pan. I was responding to Heineken saying, I'm looking for some guidance and affection. Oh, I love it how you guys can help me back my brain. Aren't we all, Heineken? Aren't we all? I gotta figure out the hotkeys to hit this to make this work. We're still learning, but I'm in the Zoom call.
Física temporal de los niños.
And defendant be granted parenting time that does not conflict with their schooling and activities.
Y que al demandado le den tiempo para visitas que no tenga conflicto con las actividades de los niños y con el colegio.
We're asking that the overnight visits commence with defendant upon him having appropriate sleeping arrangements for the minor children, as prior to filing, he spent time, about 2 months, with his mother in her residence.
Y estamos pidiendo que cuando le otorguen tiempo al demandado, él tenga lugar apropiado para los niños, ya que pasó como 2 meses en la residencia de su madre.
We're asking that the child support be granted in accordance with the Michigan Child Support Formula.
Y pedimos que la manutención sea dada de acuerdo a la fórmula que existe en el estado de Michigan.
Upon plaintiff's information and belief, defendant is currently employed at Franklin Plastics.
Hasta donde puede saberse, la demandante sabe que él está empleado en Franklin Plastics.
It is unknown how much he earns. However, he has a history of earning at least $18 an hour.
En este momento no se sabe exactamente cuánto está ganando, pero hay un historial que dice que por lo menos gana $18 en la hora.
Plaintiff is currently employed at II Stanley, earning approximately $846 weekly gross.
La demandante está trabajando en I. Stanley y gana más o menos $846 a la semana.
The children have Medicaid for health insurance and there are no daycare expenses.
Los niños tienen Medicaid como seguro de salud y no hay gastos de cuidado adicional.
As it relates to the exclusive use of the marital home,
En cuanto se refiere al uso exclusivo del hogar marital,
upon the finalization of divorce, plaintiff wishes to keep the marital home. There is currently no mortgage on it.
cuando
Oh.
se terminen los procedimientos de divorcio, la demandante pide que ella mantenga el hogar y no hay ningún préstamo pendiente sobre
mortgage.
este hogar.
Oh my God.
Defendant
I don't know. I can't handle this. Why aren't they doing this the proper way? With the translator, I don't know if we can do an hour and a half. I guess we're going to have to. Already started, please. Started. I bet Lucy watched it in the courtroom. She's a straight court watcher. Yeah, I'll go check it out after. I was also not able to download much of my court that I normally would be able to today for some unbeknownst reason. So that's really great too. Yeah, just buckle in, Paisley. Get fucking comfortable because this is how we do today. What I need to remind myself, what I'm gonna remind you guys of, because people are dropping like flies and I don't really care, but sometimes when I get into a little bit of a funk because I had something else planned in my brain and then I can't do it, I really have to like trick myself. But I don't feel like tricking myself right now. So I'm just like, meh. I'm just in a bad mood.
Defendant has a history of long periods of unemployment, during which and currently plaintiff has been and continues to pay all of the house-related expenses.
El demandado tiene largos periodos de desempleo y la demandante es la que se encarga de pagar los gastos.
Plaintiff is willing to continue doing so if she is granted exclusive use of the marital home.
Si se le otorga el uso exclusivo del uso del hogar marital, la demandante está dispuesta a continuar esto.
The main reasons for asking for exclusive use of the home are persistent anger issues in defendant and abusive behavior towards plaintiff.
Las razones por las cuales ella quiere el uso exclusivo de la casa es porque hay problemas de furia persistente y abuso
As
del
well,
demandado. Yes.
thank you, as well as the fact that defendant left the marital home for a period of 2 months in late 2023 prior to filing, where he stayed with his sister without returning to the marital home.
Asimismo, el hecho de que el demandado en la parte final del 2023 salió del hogar por más o menos 2 meses y se fue a quedar con su hermana.
Shortly before the filing, defendant returned to the marital home and continued his abusive behavior towards plaintiff.
Poco tiempo antes de entrar en la demanda de divorcio, él regresó al hogar y siguió con el comportamiento abusivo contra la demandante.
To plaintiff's knowledge and belief, defendant is able to reside with his sister like he did before the filing when he left the marital home.
Hasta donde ella entiende, el demandado puede vivir con su hermana como lo hizo antes de cuando se fue del hogar marital.
And for that reason, plaintiff is asking to be granted exclusive use of the marital home, which she could continue occupy with the minor children, and prohibit defendant from entering the home without explicit permission of plaintiff.
Y por eso la demandante pide el uso exclusivo del hogar marital y que se le prohíba al demandado a entrar a este hogar a menos de que la demandante le dé permiso.
And the final issue we're bringing up to court's attention today is a request for a mutual preliminary injunction to preserve marital assets.
Lo que estamos pidiendo finalmente es para un juicio para mantener las propiedades maritales.
The parties here too have significant savings in different bank accounts.
Las partes tienen unos montos significativos de dinero en distintas cuentas de ahorro.
Upon learning that plaintiff was filing for divorce on or
Cuando-
about, I'm sorry,
Go,
on or
go.
about February 1, 2024,
Más o menos en el 1 de febrero del 2024, cuando el demandado supo que la demandante iba a presentar el divorcio,
defendant went to the bank and closed the joint account of the parties, taking sole possession of $59,000 and telling plaintiff she has no access or right to that money.
el demandado fue al banco, cerró la cuenta y sacó $59,000 diciéndole a la demandante que ya no tenía derecho a ese dinero.
Oh,
Plaintiff is requesting that defendant be ordered to put the funds in an escrow account
yeah.
pending settlement.
Yes.
La demandante está solicitando que el demandado ponga ese dinero en una cuenta especial hasta que haya un juicio final,
What they getting all
As
this
those funds are marital.
ya que esos fondos son fondos maritales.
And further, plaintiff is requesting the court to grant a mutual preliminary injunction ordering that neither party shall take, dispose, pledge, damage any of the marital assets during the pendency of the divorce.
Y la demandante pide que a la corte ordene que para ambas partes, ninguna parte pueda dañar, sacar cualquier cosa relacionada con los bienes maritales conjuntos.
Thank you. For that reason, Your Honor, to summarize, we're asking that plaintiff be granted sole physical custody of the minor children during the pendency of the divorce.
Por eso, este es un resumen, por eso le pedimos a la corte que le dé la custodia temporal de los niños a la demandante,
That defendant be granted parenting time with the minor children,
y que al demandado le den tiempo para pasar con los niños menores de edad,
that would not interfere with their schooling activities, and that would provide them with sleeping arrangements appropriate for the minor children when they're with dad.
que no interrumpa sus actividades de la escuela y que les dé también un lugar adecuado para dormir cuando estén con el papá.
We're asking that child support be ordered in accordance with the Michigan Child Support Formula,
Y pedimos que la manutención sea dada de acuerdo a la fórmula del estado de Michigan,
based on the current incomes of the parties.
basado en el ingreso actual de las partes.
We're asking that the parties be granted joint legal custody of the minor children,
Y pedimos que ambas partes les den custodia conjunta legal de los niños.
we're asking that plaintiff be granted exclusive use of the marital home and be responsible for all expenses associated with the marital home.
Y que la demandante se le dé uso exclusivo del hogar marital y que ella estaría a cargo de todos los gastos relacionados con ese hogar.
We're asking that the court order defendant to put the funds withdrawn from the joint bank account that he closed in an escrow account pending settlement of the parties.
Y estamos pidiendo que el demandado ponga el dinero que sacó de la cuenta conjunta en una cuenta especial hasta que el caso se resuelva completamente.
And for a mutual preliminary injunction against pledging, damaging, or wasting marital property.
Y un juicio preliminar para que ninguna de las partes dañe, desperdicie o gaste las propiedades maritales conjuntas.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Gracias,
Thank you.
Susana.
Mr. Valdivia, what's your response to the motion?
Señor Valdivia, ¿cuál es su respuesta a la moción?
Hold on. Is he going to speak in Spanish or English? Oh my fucking God. Oh, what will happen? Just to catch anybody up who's just joining us, first of all, click the fucking like button, please. You can do that for me today. Sorry, I'm having a bad day. Second thing, I'm not the translator. I just wanted to be in the Zoom thing, and I shouldn't be over here covering the judge. So I'm over here. No offense to the translator lady. Then what else am I going to say? Oh, he took $59,000 out of the bank account, a joint bank account. Doesn't sound very good. Oh, thank you, Erica, for clicking like. Oh, also, yeah, push the fucking like. Also, I apologize for my attitude already. I'm pre-apologizing. Apologizing? Is that a Canadian thing? Probably, right?
Have him on mute.
You're muted, sir. You have to unmute.
Está mudo, tiene que presionar para poder empezar a hablar.
Sí, bueno, ¿me escuchan?
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Sí.
Sí, a ver, ahora sí, ¿qué es lo que me preguntó el juez? Buenos días.
What did you ask me, Your
Pues-
Honor?
KCC Pro 10.
What was that?
Can you ask again, please?
Okay. Tell us what your response to the motion is, sir.
Señor Valdivia, responda cuál es su
Maybe tomorrow.
respuesta a la moción que acaban de presentar.
Para empezar, buenos días. En mi,
To begin with, good morning.
hay cosas que no son como ella dice,
There are things that are not like she says,
pero de todo eso, de lo de la custodia y de lo,
Just a reminder, he's pro per, and she has a lawyer. She has that lawyer lady, and then he is pro tem. Also, rotisserie chicken sounds pretty good. Like I said, I had quesadillas, like epic bomb quesadillas. Again, Paisley, don't say that word. Really good quesadilla. It's like the 2000s is coming out of me again. Anyways, yeah, really good chicken quesadillas twice the last 2 nights. I know it's Taco Tuesday. I don't really feel like cooking either, but we're getting there. We're moving forward. I don't mean to hit those same buttons. I keep going to hit buttons. Hi, Jim. Pro se or pro per? I think pro se and pro per are the same. I'm allowed to Google while I use this. Let me see here. So the term pro per is an abbreviation of the Latin phrase in propria persona, in meaning in their own person, and it refers to where a litigant represents themselves without a lawyer. Pro per is synonymous with the more commonly used term pro se. There we go. So it's the same thing. They mean the same thing. Was that not very laggy when I read it, even though I was pulling up something on the internet? How exciting is that for us as a team? You know? Us as a team. 88 cents a pound is super cheap. Educational channel. Yeah. Let's go.
de lo de las casas y lo que tenemos,
About
Learn
custody,
Spanish
the
too.
house and what we own.
What?
de los niños y del dinero, es dinero que dice que saqué y está en el banco, está en una cuenta.
About the children and the money is in an account in the bank.
Lo
Okay.
único que quiero es aclarar es que yo saqué un poquito de dinero
The only thing I want to clear out is that I took a little bit of money
para pagar la colegiatura de mi hijo al mes
to
y unos
pay
gastos.
the monthly fee of my son's school.
y unos gastos para pagar las taxas de la casa y arreglar un carro.
To pay the house taxes and to fix a car.
Sí.
I mean, those sound like general
Well,
housing.
let's address the issue of custody first, sir. What's your response?
Primero, miremos la parte de custodia, señor Valdivia. ¿Cuál es su respuesta?
The house that she
Para
wants.
la custodia de los niños,
For custody?
Hold on though.
este,
Wait, shut up, guys. First of all, she wants to keep the house. It has no mortgage, so the house taxes had to be paid. I think that that's a standard that shouldn't be even held that far against him. The fact that he did that and that he's being upfront about it is actually, I don't know, endearing to me. I don't know.
yo quisiera o quiero también pedir que también la demanda sea igual, compartir la de la custodia.
No, Hector, I said at the beginning, I fucked up on everything today is fucked up. The judge is not funny. The other judge I had was funny, but I lost that stuff. Oh my god. It's such a fucking clusterfuck. Oh, terrible, Paisley. Oh god. It was meant to be a fucking no, I know. It's fine. I'm just saying. It was Judge Kometz. It was, and then I couldn't download it properly because something wasn't working there. I have recorded part of the case and we might watch it tomorrow, but there's things about it. I have to deal with it. It's okay. Don't worry. I'm the one that messed up. I know I did. It's like pure clickbait at this point. No, maybe I'll find a commence clip after this. God. Oh shit.
I want joint custody.
Okay.
You did on
Well,
Discord?
address the issue of the, she's asked
In
for
Discord or
exclusive
on
use of the
Discord?
house. Are you opposed to that?
Ella pidió uso exclusivo de la casa. ¿Está usted opuesto a eso?
Nosotros platicamos antes de que si la casa tenía que dividirse o venderse para partes iguales.
We talk about if the house needed to be divided or be sold so that we got equal parts.
Ella me dijo que si se quería quedar con la casa me iba a dar la mitad de lo que cuesta la casa.
She said that if she was going to keep the house, she will give me half of the value of the house.
De todo lo que tenemos iba a ser por mitad y yo estoy de acuerdo para yo también buscar una casa y mis hijos tengan donde ir si compartimos la custodia, donde tengan un hogar donde ir a estar conmigo.
And I agree for everything to be divided in half so that my children have another home to go when they're with me.
Sir, is it correct that you had removed the $59,000 from the joint account?
¿Es correcto que usted sacó $59,000 de la cuenta conjunta?
Lo cambié de cuenta, el dinero está ahí, nomás hace falta lo que pagué de...
I changed accounts, the money is there, except for the money that I took. Continúe.
De lo que le agarré para taxas de la casa y los gastos de la escuela de mi hijo.
For the expenses of my school or my son's schooling, the taxes.
Hay otra cosa también que quiero comentar.
I want to also mention.
Go ahead.
Cuando
What are they going to mention? Thank you, Mikey. That's very nice of you. I don't have my music in here, but I can do my little dance, sort of. Thank you. Oh, why is it all laggy? And then Chris as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're so sweet, you guys. Too sweet. Bye, Bob. I appreciate the like though. I really do indeed. You're obsessed with the color combo of the background. I know, I love it. It is so good. Hector, you think he just put it in his account? Maybe. $59,000 is a fuck ton of money. A lot of money. But you are not supposed to change accounts. Probably not. What'd you have for dinner, Mikey and Chris Engelby? Tell me, boys, what did you have for dinner? I have not had dinner yet. I have not. Let's keep watching. Also, I've clickbaited entirely. You don't see Mikey in the chat? Did he block you, Hector, because of your shenanigans? I'm joking. I know that you didn't do anything. Oh, March birthday month starts next week. That's true. You really don't? I find that funny. I know. I'm excited. Okay. Oh, now it's all good. Okay, let's keep watching.
Cuando compramos un carro nuevo para ella,
When
quedamos
we
de
bought a
acuerdo.
new car for her,
Cuando compramos el carro nuevo de ella, quedamos de acuerdo de que yo iba a agarrar la misma cantidad de dinero para yo comprarme otro carro.
we agreed that I will have the same amount of money to buy a car for me.
Ella está de acuerdo también, mis hijos también están de testigos.
My son, my children are witnesses, and she agrees to this, or agreed to this.
That sounds good.
She agreed to what?
¿Estuve de acuerdo en qué?
En que yo voy a agarrar la misma cantidad de dinero de lo que ella compró el carro.
That I will have the same amount of money as the cost of the car that we bought for her.
When did you buy the car for her, sir?
¿Cuándo compraron el carro para ella?
Como a mediados de octubre.
Around October.
Okay.
March.
Anything else you'd like to tell me, sir?
¿Algo más que usted me quiera decir?
Pues lo que yo quisiera que fuéramos por partes para que así le fuera contestando cómo se puede ir, que me haga la pregunta y yo contestar para contestarle lo más correcto y claro posible.
If you will be able to ask me things by parts so that I would be able to answer one thing after the other.
Okay, I'm just asking if you have anything else than what you've stated.
Yo solo le estoy preguntando si usted tiene algo más que decir, además de lo que usted ya dijo.
No, pues si estamos de acuerdo en que todo sea por mitad.
No, we agree that everything would be by half.
Todo, la custodia, la casa, todo lo que tenemos que sea por mitad.
The custody, the
aquí.
house, everything we have by half. Continúe.
Sí, yo estoy de acuerdo y el divorcio y todo, estoy de acuerdo, pero así como quedamos, así que se haga pues.
And I agree
We
with the
have
divorce and everything, but as we agree.
Porque sí, yo también quiero tener la custodia de mis hijos conmigo,
also-
que compartamos mitad y mitad la custodia.
I also want to have joint custody.
Want to have what?
Joint custody.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I provide a brief response?
No, I
Puede-
don't. This has went on long enough. I don't need a response.
¿Puedo proveer una respuesta? No, no necesito una respuesta.
Well, I will tell everyone that the court is not going to divide everything up on today's date.
Le puedo decir a todos que hoy no, la corte no va a dividir las cosas por mitad hoy.
Many, if not all of these issues will be decided later.
Varios de estos asuntos se van a decidir después.
Court is only going to address issues on a temporary basis today.
Hoy la corte solo va a hacerse cargo de las cuestiones temporales.
The court will start by awarding to the parties joint legal custody.
Vamos a empezar, la corte va a empezar dando la custodia legal a ambas partes.
Court will grant plaintiff temporary physical custody.
Y a la demandante le va a dar custodia temporal física.
Court will grant to defendant standard parenting time.
Y le va a dar al demandado el derecho de la visita de padre normal.
Court will order support consistent with the incomes of the parties.
La corte ordena la manutención consistente con el ingreso monetario de los padres.
Court will grant to the plaintiff exclusive use of the marital home.
Y a la demandante le da el derecho del uso exclusivo del hogar marital.
Defendant to vacate the home within 21 days of today's date.
Y el demandado debe salir de la casa dentro de los siguientes 21 días de hoy.
Plaintiff shall be responsible for all the expenses of the home from this date forward.
La demandante estará a cargo de los gastos del hogar desde hoy.
Court will order that the defendant
La corte ordena que el demandado
turn over to Attorney Henderson the balance of the $59,000.
le entregue a la abogada Henderson el documento que muestre que queda de los $59,000.
Today is
Oh,
Monday.
fuck off. Jonathan's not here. I just hit the wrong button. I don't even know where we were. Well, we were still with me fitting in this situation, so obviously somewhere around here. Then he talks. We were around here. Anyways, just in that fucking delightful ability there. I'm just, so happy about that because you guys are talking about property taxes, and I was just going to say that property tax in the city where I live is like $10 per $1,000 assessed. So every $1,000 that your property is assessed, you pay $10. So do the math on that. Let's see how close we got here. I'm really upset with myself that I clicked that wrong button. This is really exciting. Not just going along with exactly how this day is going today.
You'll be able to ask me things by parts so that I would be able to answer one thing after the other. De las cuestiones temporales.
The court will start by awarding to the parties joint legal custody.
Vamos a empezar, la corte va a empezar dando la custodia legal a ambas partes.
Court will grant plaintiff temporary physical custody.
Y a la demandante le va a dar custodia temporal física.
Court will grant to defendant standard parenting time.
y le va a dar al demandado el derecho de la visita de padre normal.
Court will order support consistent with the incomes of the parties.
La corte ordena la manutención consistente con el ingreso monetario de los padres.
Court will grant to the plaintiff exclusive use of the marital home.
Y a la demandante le da el derecho del uso exclusivo del hogar marital.
Defendant to vacate the home within 21 days of today's date.
Y el demandado debe salir de la casa dentro de los siguientes 21 días de hoy.
Plaintiff shall be responsible for all the expenses of the home from this date forward.
La demandante estará a cargo de los gastos del hogar desde hoy.
Court will order that the defendant
La corte ordena que el demandado
turn over to Attorney Henderson the balance of the $59,000
le entregue a la abogada Henderson el documento que muestre que queda de los $59,000
within 7 days of today's date.
dentro de los 7 días siguientes al día de hoy.
And Ms. Henderson shall maintain that in an interest-bearing escrow account.
Y la señora Henderson mantendrá eso en una cuenta que de intereses, una cuenta especial que de intereses.
And the defendant shall provide the receipts for the expenses that he paid out of that
Y el
amount of
demandado,
money.
sorry, Your Honor, go.
Excuse me?
No, sorry. El demandado debe presentar los recibos de los gastos, del dinero que sacó para los gastos que lo usó. O sea, los recibos de los gastos.
And we will divide up the balance of that at some point as the case proceeds.
Vamos a dividir lo que quede en el futuro mientras el caso sigue.
Court will grant a preliminary injunction
La corte da una orden preliminar
against either party disposing of marital assets
contra que cualquiera de las partes del matrimonio disponga de cualquiera de las propiedades del matrimonio
outside the normal course of maintaining a household.
fuera del curso normal de mantenimiento del hogar.
Ms. Henderson, we'll ask that you would prepare that order and submit under 7-day notice of entry.
Vamos a pedirle, señora Henderson, que prepare la orden y que para poderla entrar dentro de los siguientes 7 días.
Una
you,
pregunta,
Anything
una
else,
pregunta
Ms.
que
Henderson?
tengo.
Yes,
Anything
Your
else,
Honor.
Ms.?
Effective date of the child support order today?
Yes, today's
La-
date.
Orden efectiva de manutención de los niños es del día de hoy, sí es hoy. Mr.
Well-
Valdivia has a question.
Hold on, I'll have that effective the date that he vacates the home.
Voy a cambiarlo al día que él salga con sus cosas de la casa.
Your Honor, we won't be able to identify the date in the order when,
Well, put it to 21 days out then, as I gave him to remove.
Ok, dentro de los siguientes 21 días, el día que usted salga de la casa, los gastos empiezan a ser parte de la demandante.
Your Honor, so will my client be responsible for the expenses also 21 days out?
No, I have her effective today's date because she's going to get that. And we'll address all those at some later point.
And then, Your Honor, I just need to verify Mr. Valdivia's income. What is his hourly rate?
Señor Valdivia, quiero revisar su ingreso por hora. ¿Cuánto gana por hora?
$17.
$17.
40 hours a
No.
week?
¿Cuántas horas a la semana?
40.
40 hours a
Thank
week.
you.
Okay.
Una pregunta que tengo.
I have a question.
Okay, in a minute.
En un
Anything else,
minuto.
Ms. Henderson?
I think that's all I had, Your Honor, for questions. Thank you.
Mr. Valdivia, any questions or anything you have?
Señor Valdivia, ¿alguna pregunta o algo que quiera decir?
Sí, como yo estoy pagando los biles de la casa ahorita, ella tiene que pagar ya lo de este mes.
As I'm paying the bills of the house, does she have to pay this month's bills?
Give me that again, I'm sorry.
As I'm paying the bills of the house in this moment, now she has to pay those bills from
She
now
will
on.
she will have to pay the expenses from this date forward.
Ella pagará los gastos desde la fecha de hoy hacia adelante.
And then as the case proceeds, we'll decide, is the house going to be sold or is she going to buy you out? We'll take care of that at a later date.
Y cuando el caso siga, entonces ahí ya, dependiendo de lo que suceda, si la casa se vende, si la casa sigue, ahí se aclaran las cosas.
Is it taco time?
Ok, es lo que quiero estar claro,
Ok.
que si se quiere quedar con la casa, que me dé la mitad, toda la mitad como quedamos.
That's what I want to clear out. If she wants to keep the house and she pays me half the house, as we talked.
Okay, we'll deal with that later, sir. I'm not dealing with that today.
Eso lo vamos a manejar después, no hoy.
Ok, otra cosa que ella esté pidiendo o esto es lo que está pidiendo para yo así también
There it is.
ver
Taco time.
ver qué voy a hacer.
¿Puede repetir la pregunta?
Sí, lo que quiero estar seguro que esto que se está quedando todo aquí es de aquí de sí, está bien, más que no estaba muy seguro. Está bien, entonces.
It's okay. May I ask him a question, Your Honor?
Yes,
Señor Valdivia, ¿usted entendió que el dinero que tiene en esa cuenta tiene que sacar toda la cuenta y darle el dinero a la abogada Henderson? Mr. Valdivia, did you understand that you have to take the money out of the account and give that check to Ms. Henderson? Señor Valdivia?
Lo tengo que sacar. Sí, ahí lo tengo en el banco. Yo, no sé si.
Señor Valdivia, la pregunta, ¿usted entiende que tiene que sacar ese dinero en un cheque y dárselo a la señora Henderson, que es la abogada? Do you understand that you have to take the money out of the account and give that check to Ms. Henderson?
Sí, está bien. Yo lo saco y se lo doy a ella.
Very well, I will take it out and give it to her.
okay.
Okay.
That will be the order of the court and we conclude today. Everyone's excused. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your
Eso
Honor.
es todo.
Una pregunta que tengo.
Oh,
I have
yes.
another question.
Okay, hurry up. I want to get this
Okay.
concluded.
Judge.
¿Cuánto, esta corte va a seguir o yo tengo que buscarme un abogado o es nomás el proceso que
Do
que
I
se
need
tiene
a
que dar?
lawyer?
Yeah.
Does these proceedings continue? I'm a little bit confused.
Buddy,
It's
the
always
worst
best to
question
have a lawyer,
posed.
but it's up to you as to what you choose to do.
Siempre es bueno tener un abogado, pero usted es el que elige lo que quiere hacer. Y sí, los procedimientos continúan.
Pero ya no es de estar como peleando cosas, no, si estamos en un acuerdo que todo sea por mitad.
Ándale.
¿Cree conveniente que tenga mi abogado?
Eh, señor,
A ver, para que yo entienda así, esté claro.
so that I understand. Continúe.
Okay, thank you. You
Muchas gracias.
excused. Have a good day.
Que tengan buen día. Lo siento, señor Valdivia.
Thank you to the interpreter.
Pero, perdón,
welcome.
oiga,
Sí, señor Valdivia.
lo que yo no entiendo, ¿va a seguir más cortes?
Van a haber más
cortes?
cortes. Señor Valdivia, esto es un proceso. Este es el principio del proceso.
Ujú.
Y van a haber varias cortes hasta que el divorcio se finaliza y
What
cada
is she
parte
doing?
obtenga lo que tiene que obtener. This is a process and there will be different sessions and then each party will get whatever the party gets. ¿Entiende eso?
Sí lo entiendo, pero lo que quiero estar claro es que si necesito el abogado o ya está clara la situación.
Siempre es bueno tener un abogado.
Ok.
Es su decisión.
No, sí está bien, entonces para yo así.
It's good to have a lawyer, but it's your decision.
What are
Okay.
they doing? Why?
Sí, gracias.
Thank
De
you.
You're welcome. Have a nice day, everybody.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Ma'am. Oh, hold on, please. Hold on, please. That was smooth. Oh, you
Unmute.
guys fucking everything up. Oh, thank you.
Curtis,
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
calling case 2024
Man,
474 DM, Lisa Wolf versus Curtis Wolf. Today is Monday, February 26, 2024 at 10:04 a.m.
Court will note the appearance of Ms. Henderson on behalf of the plaintiff. This matter is before the court on the plaintiff's motion for temporary custody, parenting time support, and other relief. Ms. Henderson.
Good morning. Thank you, Your Honor. It's my understanding that the parties have an agreement regarding the child-related issues. At least they have been separated for approximately 2 years. During the separation, they've exercised week on, week off parenting time with a minor child who is 16 years old. And it's appropriate for the joint legal custody and joint physical custody with equal or close to equal parenting time to continue during the pendency of the divorce. The parties agree that in the
Hold on,
interim
she has a
period, there's no
16-year-old?
child support that shall be payable to either party.
Okay, Ms.
Um,
Henderson, is there any public assistance involved?
There is no public assistance involved in this case, Your Honor.
Okay.
Wow.
Thank you.
The
We
court
never
would,
hear that. Shut up, Judge. I'm talking. No offense. Wouldn't say that in person, but I'm just talking right now, Judge. It is the most cringy court case caller voice ever. It's as if they were like, well, you know, we can't really do anything to deter people from coming to court except this. And then gave her that job, you know?
again, maintain the status quo with the parties paying the bills that they are currently paying, unless at some point, if there is public assistance, then the court would not allow a waiver of support.
I understand that, Your Honor. Thank you. Regarding the other two issues that we're bringing up to court's attention, we're asking for the status quo to continue regarding payment of marital bills. Again, the parties have been separated for 2 years, but continue to pay marital bills as they
For
were
two-
paid during
2
their
years?
cohabitation. Specifically, defendant in this matter paid for the family cell phone plan of 4 lines, medical and dental insurance, car insurance for 4 vehicles, and plaintiff's car loan payment from his disability income. Plaintiff
he
is currently
wants-
employed at the ARC of Calhoun County, earning approximately $900 per week gross. Defendant is employed at Lakeview Ford, earning commission on top of $400 gross per week. He also receives VA disability in the amount of approximately $4,100 per month.
And
Due
selling
to the
cars.
disparity in incomes, with the car loan being paid in lieu of child support, we're asking for that status quo to continue. However, Your Honor, there has been one caveat. This weekend, my client found out that the joint USAA account from which the bills were paid was actually unilaterally closed by defendant, and my client has no way of knowing what funds were taken out of that account. She is asking for defendant to provide accounting and also to continue the status quo regarding bills as they have been paid. She wants to make sure that the bills are in fact being paid. The next issue we're bringing up for court's attention is the sale of a marital home. The parties purchased during the marriage 194 East Morgan Road. And during the marriage, they both occupied the home. However, after the separation, defendant continued to occupy the home. His name is the only name on the deed. He put the house up for sale. It's currently pending an accepted offer. We're simply asking that when the sale finalizes, that the proceeds from the sale be put in an escrow account for equal or other equitable division between the parties until the resolution of the case is reached. So to summarize, we're asking for.
I don't need a summary, Ms.
Okay,
Henderson.
Okay.
I've
Thank you.
heard everything.
Judge.
Thank you.
Mr.
That's-
Wolf,
that's all.
what's your response?
I'm sorry,
Is that to me?
Mr. Wolf?
Yes, sir. So pretty much everything that she was stating was factual, minus some of the debt has occurred since separation. And I would prefer not to keep continuing to pay for debt that was occurred during separation. All the other debt and bills that need to be paid are still going to continue to be paid because they have to be. Total bills that have been paid monthly total 4151, which is more than my disability income. So I'm actually paying out of my own pocket as well. So I would like the car and insurance and phone that are occurred after separation be paid by the plaintiff.
Okay. Those were bills that in fact were occurred prior to separation though, weren't they,
Am
sir?
I wrong? Isn't
Not
it
the,
accrued?
not the phone or the vehicle and insurance for the vehicle that was purchased after separation.
But you were paying for that before separation.
No, sir, I was paying for a different vehicle that was on lease. That lease got turned in. She purchased a new vehicle, then that has been on my bill list as well.
Okay. What's your response to that, Ms. Henderson?
Your Honor, essentially, the parties have been separated for 2 years. The defendant in this case continued to pay for the vehicle, whether it was on lease or whether it's a loan. Because the parties are agreeing to no child support, which would be appropriate based on the disparity in incomes, we're asking for defendant to continue paying the car loan in lieu of child
Car
support.
loan and insurance.
It's not a very high
and-
payment to my understanding. And we would ask for that to continue during the pendency of the divorce, as well as cell phone and insurance being maintained under the joint plans as they have been.
That's like
Well,
3
what the court
years
will do
ago.
is the court will order that the defendant
Kirkham.
would pay the vehicle payment to the extent that it did not exceed what the prior lease was. So if she bought another vehicle and let's say it's $100 more, she'll be responsible for that. He'll only be responsible for what the prior expense was. Likewise, the insurance, if the insurance is more than what it was on the lease vehicle, he'll only be required to pay what he paid at that time on the lease vehicle. Sir, on the issues of joint legal and joint physical custody, are you agreeable to that?
Yes, sir, it's been the same for a little over 2 years now. I'm okay with continuing.
And my understanding was that you were alternating weeks, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Court will order that continue as well. The court will order that, sir, that when the house sells and closes, that those funds would be placed in an interest-bearing escrow account that would not be, again, able to be accessed except by court order, so that those funds remain there subject to division in the later divorce proceedings.
Judge is working for the bank.
Anything else, Ms. Henderson?
Your Honor, regarding the cell phone plan and also medical dental insurance,
I said that those would continue.
those will continue as previously ordered. Okay, thank you.
Mr. Wolf, anything else?
Yes, sir. During the inhabitation of the home, I have gone through reconditioning of the home that was agreed upon that 50% was going to be covered at time of closing to where equity would be divided and those bills be paid. So far, bills have totaled over $4,900 in reconditioning, with more bills to continue. And I would just wish that those would be paid equally at time of closing of home.
Okay. Ms. Henderson, do you have any problem with that?
No, Your Honor, so long as the other bills continue, we would not be opposed to that amount be taken off the top. It's my understanding it's approximately $4,962 at this time. I don't anticipate any other bills coming forward as the house is already pending. So
Okay.
I'm not sure what other bills are
Okay.
coming.
Mr. Wolf, all court would order is simply that you would provide copies of the bills to Ms. Henderson, and that would be whatever the current ones are of $4,900 and any additional bills as well. And the court would then order that those would be paid out of the house proceeds first. They'd be paid to the defendant to reimburse him, and then the balance of the net proceeds would be divided equally.
Yes, sir. There will be further bills coming because inspection had turned up multiple issues that need to be addressed before I can sell the home.
Okay, well, provide those as you have those, provide them to Ms. Henderson.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Henderson, I'll ask that you would prepare the order, submit under 7-day notice of entry.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just to clarify, at first you said that the proceeds to be placed in an interest-bearing escrow account, but then you stated that the proceeds after reimbursement of defendant are to be split equally. So which one?
Well, yeah, no, I don't need it in because it sounds like the parties have already worked out how they're gonna do that. with the, again, reimbursement to the defendant of his cost of maintenance
busy
and
today.
repair of the house. And they've agreed that they would divide that equally, so the court won't order that it be placed in escrow.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Court will conclude this matter. You're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank
Fuck
you, sir.
off, Judge says. Fuck off. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry. No, I really am sorry. Sorry. Whoa, who are you? I've seen you, Jennifer. I've not seen you, Mr. Exposed Brick.
Who do we have next?
Seems
the
cold
two
to me.
versus us. Please unmute.
Unmute so I can shriek out in a weird tone.
2023 401 DC, Michaela Gatu versus Michael Moss. Today is Monday, February 26, 2024 at 10:15 a.m.
Court will note the appearance of Ms. Reed on behalf of plaintiff, Mr. Zubek on behalf of the defendant. This matter is before the court on the defendant's motion to show cause. Mr. Zubek.
Good morning and thank you, Your Honor. The motion to show cause stems from the order that was entered and specifically the provision regarding the child support deviation and the party's intent to deviate the child support to zero once the minor child was placed on the defendant's insurance at work and that the Medicaid case was closed. Now, the work insurance has been applied to the minor child. Now, in the in the plaintiff's answer, she mentions that it's against Michigan law to deviate child support to zero if there is public benefit being received. And regardless of that, the reason that we asked to show cause was another thing she mentioned was that there was no timeline put in place. Now, usually if there's an order of judgment and there's a house being sold or some sort of property disposition, there's usually a timeline that's put in place. Now, the reason that we decided against that for the order was we simply didn't want some sort of adverse effect on the minor child, and we're looking out for the best interest of the child. But if the plaintiff continues to refuse to make any sort of effort to close the Medicaid case, we just need to know kind of what the status on that is, and where do we go from there?
Okay. Ms. Reed, how soon? I note that your client has contacted the state and has taken the child off Medicaid, but they haven't closed the case. How quickly can they get that closed?
The child is still on Medicaid, Your Honor. The plain language of the order says once the Medicaid case is closed, the child still qualifies for Medicaid benefits. This child has extraordinary medical needs. She has epilepsy, and the parties can't afford to have her removed off of Medicaid. They can't afford to pay the deductible. They can't afford to pay the uninsured medical expenses. This child sees a lot of neurologists and specialists and counselors due to her medical and mental health needs. And so my client is abiding by the order because the Medicaid case has not closed. She has not been removed.
Okay, well, why wasn't this brought up when we had the original hearing? You mentioned nothing about the fact that the child couldn't be removed.
Which original hearing?
The hearing when the court ordered that they would deviate when the child was removed was never brought up the fact that the child couldn't be removed.
We did not have an order from the court regarding this. This was an agreement reached at mediation, and then we entered the order by stipulation of the parties, and I do believe we're disputing what exactly means when the Medicaid case is closed. It's my understanding that the defendant's position is that this agreement means that my client was supposed to remove the child from Medicaid, and our position is that that's not what this order says, is that when the Medicaid case is closed and the parties are able to deviate under Michigan law, then they'll go down to zero. But right now, she's not ordered to remove her from the Medicaid case.
Right.
Bad day.
Mr. Zubik, what's your response?
I mean, it absolutely is ordered. I mean, even if it was on mediation, it was entered through an order, so that makes it an order. She wants to mention the plain language of it. I'll mention the plain language says it's the intention of the parties that child support will deviate to zero once the Medicaid case is closed. Again, we didn't want to put a timeline on that as to not to adversely affect the minor child. But obviously, there has to be some sort of something put in place where it seems like they have no intention, that they obviously have no incentive to try to close any Medicaid case. And that only further adversely affects Mr. Moss.
Okay. Ms. Reed, again, getting back to it, when do you anticipate that they would be able to close that Medicaid case? Because obviously that was the intention, is that we deviate to zero once it was closed. Now you're saying, well, it can't be closed. So why did you agree it would deviate to zero when it could be closed?
We agreed that it would deviate once it was closed, not that my client would go and close it. It doesn't say plaintiff shall contact MDHHS and close the case. It was my understanding, my client's understanding, that it would be deviating when the parties could actually deviate. When the Medicaid case was closed and there were no longer public benefits. The flip side of this is, after we reached this agreement, Mr. Moss contacted my client saying he wasn't going to be paying uninsured medical expenses, which would put this child's life at risk.
Well, as you know, again, the orders for support do require that someone pay, that they divide up the uninsured health care. And I don't care what he says about not doing it. If he's ordered to do it, he'll do it.
The issue with that provision is that would require FOC enforcement, and between the time that we're trying to get FOC to enforce those uninsured medical expenses, for be it medications or healthcare expenses through the specialists, Michaeliana could be dropped from services due to non-payment.
Well, you can always file a motion and get that before the court, and we could take immediate action as well.
But Chris was first, let it be known.
Anything else, Mr. Zubik?
Yes, Your Honor, just quickly, I wanted to also just put on the record in the defendant's, the plaintiff's answer to our motion, she mentions that it was a frivolous motion. She requested attorney's fees. I'd just like to state that I believe it's not a frivolous motion, and certainly that attorney fees should not be granted.
I'm not going to grant attorney fees. Obviously, there's a lot of issues involved in this matter and trying to get it resolved. And there's no, again, no clear violation in this particular matter. It appears that the parties just have some other issues that have arisen in trying to get the child off of Medicaid.
May I speak, Your Honor?
No,
Michael, I would.
you have attorneys. The attorneys will speak for you. Ms. Reed, anything else?
No, Your Honor.
So what do we do with regard to the Medicaid? How are we going to get that closed such that the insurance can again kick in, and that we might be able to again deviate in this matter?
It's my understanding that Medicaid is currently acting as secondary insurance and that his insurance is covering it. My client, or covering part of it, my client would have to contact DHHS to see what she can do.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is the court will order that the plaintiff would contact DHHS within 30 days, find out what she can do, keep Mr. Zubik informed of what that is. The court can reserve on the issue of, again, any support or deviation, and the court can again make up for that in the future once we know clearly what's going to happen with regard to the Medicaid. Mr. Zubik, I ask that you would prepare an order consistent with what the court's ruled and submit that under 7-day notice of entry.
Will do, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
MB knows the way to my
Thank you.
heart. Oh, MB, you're so sweet. Thank you. I love you too. Oh, love it, love it, love it. Do you guys think that was fair?
All right, I'm bringing in attorney.
Please don't yell at us,
Robertson.
lady. Come on, we're trying not to be me. Trying not to. Please don't yell at us. And thank you again, MB. Seriously though, can I just say, like, do we think that she knew she wasn't going to get off Medicaid, and so she just agreed to that because she knew he would agree? And then, because that seems silly. Oh, that seems silly.
Please unmute.
Please mute, ma'am. Can you mute for us?
Calling case 2023-2880 CB, Serial City Baseball LLC versus Perka Hospitality LLC. Today is Monday, February 26, 2024 at 10:24 a.m.
Court will note the appearance of Mr.
Hold on. Court needs to fucking calm down. What is going on here? We were just dealing with custody and divorce issues, and now we are dealing with a baseball, what sounds to me like a baseball issue. Again, if anybody ever asks, oh, Paisley, do you do any preparation? I know. No, I don't. No, I do sometimes, but not this much.
Gilbertson on behalf of the plaintiff, Mr. Moran on behalf of the defendant. This matter is before the court upon the plaintiff's motion to amend ex parte scheduling order. Mr. Gilbertson, you've asked for 120 days additional for discovery. Is that the substance of what we're here today on?
I should actually.
In part, Your Honor, yes. So as noted in our brief, my office did not receive the initial scheduling order with the rest of the packet that was sent out by this court in response to our summons. And I checked with my assistant on that. He said he had not seen that. Incidentally, we are on another case with Your Honor that we filed recently. And when that packet came back, as well as a letter with the scheduling order, my assistant brought it up to me and said, yeah, I didn't receive this the first time. And so not sure what happened there. But the first time we had our hands on the scheduling order was January 8th, at which time we gave it to opposing counsel. And so it does appear that all dates will need to have some
No,
adjustment.
we're not going 9
Well, we
hours.
may have to.
No, Judge, we
What
are
I'm going to do
not.
is I'm not going to.
No, we're not going 9 hours, Judge. I don't care what you say. No. No. I can't tell how much time is left in this video. Oh, terrible. Terrible. Anyways, let's keep watching. We'll see what happens. I'm drinking coffee. That coffee is so hot because of my hashtag Bubba Mug. No, Bubba Mug, hashtag not a sponsor yet. So good. It's burning my throat. And I made it like an hour and a bit ago. It's fucking crazy.
Give an additional 120 days for discovery, but I will grant 90 days for discovery. You should be able to complete it in that time. Mr. Morant, anything on your behalf?
Hi, Ed.
Well,
We see you sneaking in.
Concurred in the motion. Obviously, we weren't aware that there was a scheduling order until after the January 8th conference. So this first I'd heard that there had been a scheduling order. The final pleading, which was Attorney Gilbertson's response to our counter complaint, was filed on January 17th. So we're really kind of at the beginning of this thing, Your Honor. And we are in the process of, investigating the claims with an eye towards perhaps naming an expert. So we would actually ask for a little bit more than 90 days if possible.
I'm not going to grant any more than 90 days at
Nope.
this point. You should be able to get your discovery done within that time.
Judge is cranky, just like me today. He's like, no, hurry up. Fuck it. Fuck off. Get moving. Oh my God. Ugh. Well, I'm smiling at least. Hurry up, Judge says. Hurry up, Paisley says.
If there are additional times for disclosure or things of that nature, we can work around that. We could have a status conference if you want and talk about that. But what happens in every one of these cases, when the matters are filed and the summons are sent back, we send a case scheduling order. Now, the clerk's office could have made a mistake, it got misplaced, or they didn't include that, but just for future reference. Oh, Oh, okay. okay. Well, I just talking to staff, my staff says they sent out the case scheduling order and they have a proof of service showing that they sent it out in this particular case. So I have to, I guess, retract what I said about the clerk's office is that they didn't, the clerk, only thing they do is index the case schedule order, and they may not have indexed it, but it was sent out at the commencement of the case.
Oh,
What
jeez.
I would ask for then, Your Honor, is yeah, we would like to have a little more time to disclose the expert, because I think that time had probably passed before I even, you know, before all the pleadings were filed and before we had even given our answer, but so we would ask for a little bit more time for disclosure.
What we can do is we can, you can put this in an order, Mr. Gilbertson, what we'll do is give you that 90 days additional discovery, and we can extend the date for disclosure of the experts and other witnesses in that 90-day period as well.
Understood.
We have it set for a status conference this afternoon.
Oh, we have a status conference this afternoon. We'll dispense with that. We'll set it up for a status conference after that 90 days and have you back in at that time.
Thank you, Your Honor. And just so you know, in the meantime, I believe we'll be able to have our mediation conducted before then. So the parties are working diligently to move this forward.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
And anything else, Mr. Gilbertson?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Moran?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you both. And Mr. Gilbertson, just submit the order under 7-day notice and we'll get that entered for you.
Understood.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
For lending.
Oh, come on, mute it, please. Come on, mute it. Oh, hold on. I muted the wrong time. I'm trying to avoid her voice, but you know what? I think this is our penance we have to pay, Lucy. I'm sorry.
Do we have anybody representing defendant on this?
We do not.
Oh yeah, no defendant represented. That means we get pro se. Pro se. Oh, Tiffany
Please
with
unmute,
the name
Tiffany.
tag. Tiffany.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Your first and last name, please.
She got right there on her
Tiffany
shirt.
Hollins.
Tiffany Hollins. All right, Tiffany. Thank you, Tiffany. We are running behind. We are still working on our 9:30. So I'm going to place you in the waiting room. I will bring you in as soon as we're ready to call your case. Please do not disconnect, okay?
Okay. Bye, Tiffany.
Please unmute. Please unmute.
Please unmute. Please unmute. Oh, I need a good punishment too, Lucy.
Good morning, Silver LLC.
What?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You're
Hello?
muted, ma'am. We can't hear you.
BAMS 15 Pro Max, first and last name, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Andre Hollins. I meant it had me it told me to type in my name, but I haven't got to that yet.
That's fine. Andre, we are still working on our 9:30s. I'm gonna place you in the waiting room. Do not disconnect. I'll get you in as soon as I can, okay?
Okay, yeah, I heard you say that to Tiffany.
All
Okay.
right, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes. How are these lawyers not able to use the fucking Zoom is my question. Again, pissed off.
Trouble PLLC?
Ma'am, you have a fucking degree.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We cannot hear you.
Tiny
We
pig.
cannot hear you.
Oh,
All right.
Zoom fail.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can.
Okay, do you know if that person is here representing Gordon Lending Corporation?
I don't believe so. It's Gordon Lending has been out of business and not registered as far as I know since 2003. But I guess I can't say for
Can
sure.
you hear me?
Okay.
Can you
I
hear?
will
Yes,
call-
it is.
Calling case 2023-3030 CB Citibank versus Gordon Lending Corporation. Today is Monday, February 26, 2024 at 10:33 a.m.
Bank versus
Could
bank.
plaintiff's attorney identify themselves for the record?
Good morning, Your Honor. William Maher on behalf of the plaintiff, Citibank NA.
Okay. Court notes that, as you do, Mr. Maher, that we were again checking all of our Zoom to see if there was anybody on behalf of the defendant in this matter. We don't have anyone. Court will note the matters before the court on the plaintiff's motion for entry of default judgment. As the plaintiff is a successor to the mortgage and the promissory note in this particular matter, the court, as a result that no one has appeared on behalf of defendants, will grant the requested relief and grant the judgment at this time. Mr. Maher, you can submit that under 7-day notice of entry and the court will get that entered.
Judge, we have an order.
Oh, we have an order?
I did submit an order. There's one small typo in the legal description. I don't know if I could send in a clean copy for entry, and then under the 7-day, it's a little, if it were to be under the 7-day, it's a little odd because I have no one to serve.
Yeah. Resubmit that if we have a mistake in the in that, unless
How do you have no one to serve?
It's not significant. It could go through if it makes it easier for the court, but I could also clean
I
it up. so.
check.
well, if you can get that, we can get that email, can't you?
I mean, I have an order right now on base, but no, we are not supposed to. The clerk-
Okay. Well, you'll have to
I-
submit it then, sir.
Just go ahead and enter the order as is, if you can enter the one that I attached to my motion.
Okay, even
And in the
though there's an
typo,
error.
Yeah, it's a typographical. It's non-significant in the legal description. so
Okay.
it's not a big deal.
Okay. We will get that entered and get that in today.
I
Thank
said
you very much.
Lynn.
Have a great day, and good luck with catching up on your docket.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, I'm bringing. it in.
Hi. Welcome.
Crystal Bird and.
Oh, this lawyer. We don't like McNiff.
Busy. Blake,
Oh
if
my God,
Blake
my
feels-
day.
plan.
You guys, listen, I'm just going to say this. Indy Nana's here for the first time live, second time enjoying the videos. I'm having an off day a little bit. I don't have those often, but just Miss McNiff showing up here, not a good sign. No offense, Miss McNiff, but this is we'll see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's be positive. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. You're so sweet, Marielle. I understand. My timing is terrible. Like I said, I had plans tonight that unfortunately fell through, so I didn't have to be so early, but I was.
On a hearing this morning.
Alas.
He may be the one that says user. I emailed him and said that you were running behind, that you had a lot of motions.
Now, I do have a Jason Taylor. Let's see.
We do lots. We
Maybe
love new
here
judges.
under someone else. So let's bring Jason Taylor in and see. Please unmute user.
Loser.
No, that is definitely not my client.
Yes, let's see who Jason Taylor is.
Who in the?
Please unmute. Please unmute.
Her voice.
Okay, Jason Taylor.
So
Yes, good morning.
Oh, now we can hear you,
Good
ma'am.
morning. Are you here for Which hearing?
Wish we could trust it.
Thank you.
Yes, we represent Kinsale Insurance Company. We're actually a non-party, but one of the entities identified in the motion.
Which motion, which case, please?
Oh, excuse me. It's the motion to compel turnover of insurance proceeds.
All right, I'm gonna put you in the waiting room. I will bring you in as soon as we're ready to call your case. Okay,
Today.
Thank you.
thank you. User?
Good morning. This is Lynn Breimer from Strobel.
Right, all right.
Can you hear me now?
I can. I'm
Look at
gonna
those
put you-
mom jeans
put your
on
name
display.
And Lynn, I'm gonna put you in the waiting room.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
you. All right, we do not have your client, Lisa.
We can proceed without him. He may have been confused since I emailed him and told him that you were running.
Client is 2024 33 DC Blake Fields versus Crystal Bird. Today is Monday, February 26, 2024 at 10:37 a.m.
Court will note the appearance of Ms. McNiff on behalf of plaintiff, Ms. McKenzie on behalf of the defendant. This matter is before the court on the defendant's objection to temporary custody parenting time support order submitted by Ms. McNiff. I did read the pleadings. It seems that Ms. McKenzie has objected in that stating the court had not entered or not ordered legal custody, but simply had said the temporary custody. Well, Ms. McKenzie, what I do in these is if I don't differentiate and I simply award custody, I'm awarding custody of both for legal custody and physical custody unless I differentiate. Does that take care of your objection?
Your Honor, I think she just messaged and said that she can't unmute herself.
Oh my goodness, it's been a Monday.
It's been a fucking Tuesday, a Monday on a Tuesday.
And there's
You're
no
telling
reason
me,
I
honey.
don't think I
By the
should.
way, this is our last case. Once they sort this shit out.
We have permitted her to unmute herself and I don't know
Let me
why.
double check. Wow.
What do you want, Fitbit?
Yes, she can. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, boy.
Well, what the courts will do is, because they do have a lot of other cases still going, is hopefully Ms.
Allowing
McKenzie
her-
can hear me and could note that how I addressed her objection. If in fact that's insufficient, I guess she can renotice it at a time that she can join and can unmute herself.
I think we also have her objection on child support today.
We do. Okay, that's,
So, I mean, should we just go to another, let you go to another motion and let
Oh
her
my
figure it out? and
God.
we'll-
why don't we do that and then we'll come back.
I'm gonna remove her
Taking
so
all
she
my
can
day up
She
too.
can rejoin.
rejoin and hopefully get it figured out.
Thanks, Judge.
All right, to the waiting room. So now we are bringing in, let's see.
Anderson and Bremer. Yeah, that's a 10, that's a 10 o'clock.
We're now on 10.
Yep.
There we go. It's Jason Taylor.
This is the last case.
All right, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
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 2023 3030 CB City. No. Yeah,
Great
City.
Lakes.
Calling case 2023-927 CB Great Lakes Business Credit LLC versus A1 Waterjet Laser and Machining LLC versus Clinton Street Loss LLC and interested party DWH LLC. Today is Monday, February 26, 2024 at 10:40 a.m.
Good morning to all of you and thank you for, again, the delay. We've had a lot of motions today, so we got unfortunately backed up. Court will note the appearance of Ms. Anderson on behalf of the plaintiff, Ms. Bremer on behalf of the defendant. And then we have, I'm certain, just identify yourself here on behalf of unrepresented or.
Sure. Yeah. My name is Jason Taylor and I represent Kinsale Insurance Company. Kinsale is not a party to the lawsuit, but was identified in the motion to compel.
Okay.
And, Yeah, I was invited to join by Ms. Brimer.
Okay, thank you. The matter is before the court on the receiver's motion to compel turnover of unused insurance premiums. Ms. Anderson.
Your Honor, it's Ms. Brimer's motion, so I'll let
Oh,
her.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't have that. Ms. Brimer.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is the date and time set for the receiver's motion to compel turnover of unearned insurance premiums. At the time the receiver was appointed in this matter, the insurance carrier required that the receiver provide a premium for the entire year. During the course of the proceeding, all of the assets have been sold, title to the real estate has been transferred, and there are approximately $28,000 of unearned premiums in the custody of either the carrier or the broker. The receiver has requested on numerous occasions through the broker that the unearned premiums be returned. On October 30, she was advised that it would take 30 to 60 days. We would have anticipated that the premiums would have been received before the end of 2023. Again, in January of 2024, she reached out to the broker and requested that they investigate and advise her of the status of the refund of the unearned premiums. As of today, February 26th, the unearned premiums have still not been received, and consequently the receivership estate cannot be closed and a final distribution made. Therefore, we would ask that the court enter an order compelling that either the carrier or the broker, Aon, provide a check to the receiver for the unearned premiums. I believe Mr. Taylor will advise us that it should be Aon that would refund those unearned premiums.
Okay. Ms. Anderson, do you have any response to the motion?
Your Honor, I would just like to note that obviously this has been taking quite some time, and each time Ms. Brimer and I have to touch it, it costs my client, who is the plaintiff, money sort of in duplicates, right? Because the receiver has to deal with it and I have to deal with it. So we're hoping to get some answers about these funds so we can move forward with getting the receivership piece closed and kind of shut down that sieve that money continues to go through.
Okay. Mr. Taylor, maybe you can enlighten us. What's happening or not happening?
Sure. Let me start by just saying that I only represent Kinsale. I do not represent the broker, who is Aon. I was only retained about a week ago when Kinsale received this motion in the mail. It is Kinsale's position, and based on my conversations with my client, that the unearned premiums have been processed and refunded or at least debited from Kinsale's account, and that they remain in the possession of the broker, who is Aon. I believe the motion sort of sets forth the timeline for the return of premiums, including an acknowledgement that it's Aon and their employees, representatives who have been communicating with the receiver and ostensibly sending checks to return those premiums. We were advised, I think, on Friday from the agent, or excuse me, the broker, Aon, one of those agents, Mr. Dan Coombs, who is identified in the motion, that the check has been sent twice. First in January, but that check was not received. And so it was a stop payment issued and then reissued to a new address, I believe on February 9th. According to Ms. Brimer and her client, that check has not been received. I do not know why it has not been received. I do not know why it was not placed with a tracking mechanism to locate the check. Again, that is not my client, and I don't have any inside information, but I would simply suggest or respond to the motion seeking to compel my client to turn over money it no longer has possession of and is in the possession of Aon.
Okay. Ms. Bremer, would it suffice if the court simply orders that Ion would turn over the unused portions of those premium to the receiver, and let's say within 30 days.
Well, we had asked, Your Honor, that the order require the Aon to turn the proceeds over within 14 days.
14
They've
days
had
is
a-
fine. If they,
Okay, thank you.
apparently, if they issued a check on the 9th, it should be coming. If not, then they should use some dispatch to get the matter resolved.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, yeah, you can submit that under 7-day notice of entry, and then we'll get that entered and hopefully get this matter wrapped up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you all. You're free to
Your
go.
Honor?
Have a good day.
Your
Thank
Honor,
you.
one
Thank you.
housekeeping matter.
What?
One housekeeping matter. We
Okay,
have a status conference with you this afternoon at 1:15.
we can dispense with that.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Your Honor. Gotta look terrible that close up. I tried it without lighting today to not look so washed out. I guess that worked a little bit, but things are a little grainy. Anyways, I hope everybody did very well today. Thank you so much for being here, for putting up with my shitty mood, and for keeping me company. I really enjoyed that. I hope that you have a great night. Enjoy your food, take your medicine, do all the things you need to do. Remember that I love you, that I am proud of you, and that I will see you in the next video. Bye. Still learning how to do this. I said bye.